So I came on here and I was going to show you these incredible coals that I have made, and they're not showing up. It's so annoying. So let me see if I can find a stick or something out here in the dark that I can throw in there real quick so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. See if that'll. Can you see any of that? Well, apparently not. And all you can do is hear me breathing, which is just stupid. There's a little bit of flame. It's not going to show you any of that. Alright, stupid YouTube video. Makes me go vertical instead of horizontal, which really annoys me. Then it's much darker than my actual video camera would be normally, which is annoying because then I can't seem to do anything on here that you guys can see that's even useful. Anyway, what I did is I made a fire using sticks. A stick fire. Ow, it's really freaking hot. I made a stick fire rather than your normal log fire. Because see that? I'm gonna make myself lightheaded trying to do that. Okay, well, never mind. Can you see the sunset? Oh, stupid orientation thing. It is not gonna help me do anything. So I guess I'll just delete this in a few minutes. Yeah. Let's see if I can get this silly thing to turn around and you guys can see me. Can you see me? Oh, maybe I had it oriented wrong. Okay, now you can see fire. You see those coals? Little stick in the fire. Okay, so I threw a stick on there and blew it up. So here's the deal. I made a fire completely out of sticks instead of logs because I had access to sticks because that's what was laying around, and I didn't have to harm any trees or anything like that or take any good wood. I just picked up what was laying around on the ground on the floor. So I built a whole fire out of it. Now, sticks, as you can see, burn very quickly. They're not super hot, but hot enough you don't want to get close to it. But they burn out really fast, so you can't have like a really long fire. So if you're needing lots of flame all night, not the best idea because you have to keep feeding it. However, if you're going to cook on your fire, coals are the best thing ever. You don't cook directly on the flame when you cook. You can cook above it, suspend something above it or whatever, but you want to cook in the coals. So what you do is you get these beautiful coals. Let's see if I can take it on the other side. Beautiful coals like that. There. See that? A lovely little bright red. Really hot. Okay, gotta get away from me. And you stick your pans in the coals. Most people use like aluminum because that's what they can get a hold of. It's good for boiling water in aluminum as long as it's all aluminum. Some people don't like aluminum. They're scared of the whole Alzheimer's thing. So they'll use titanium if they can find, or good old cast iron. which is getting more and more difficult to find the old cast iron. You have to buy the new stuff, and I don't know how well the new stuff holds up. But these coals that are down here right now are perfect for a Dutch oven. I could scoop some of the top because it's mounded, so I could scoop some of the top off, put them on top of the lid of a Dutch oven, and bake just about anything I wanted to in there. I could bake bread in there. I could bake rolls. I could make cakes in there. I could also just fix a stew and let the stew just cook in there, bake potatoes, all that kind of stuff. So tonight I'm not doing any of that because I hadn't planned on it. This was an impromptu stick fire, and I hadn't planned on making anything fancy. So I'm not doing that stuff. Instead, I'm not even sure what I'm making for dinner. It's already dark out. It's already quiet. Honestly, I'm not very hungry, but I may make something anyway because I should. Anyway, let's see. Do I have anything really to talk about? I don't really have anything to show you. That's the problem. Everything's dark and black, and you can maybe see the road, people going by. I'm sure you can hear it because we are camped fairly close to the road. Let's see. I should probably update you. I am in the desert. Parker, Arizona. I was just there recently. I am not going to the van build that's down there that's going on. Enigmatic Fanatic is down there. It's their annual van build that they do, and there's a whole bunch of volunteers and stuff. I don't know how long it goes for, but anyway, I don't want to spend the funds for volunteer because I'm still trying to save up for the engine. The beet harvest, kind of a bust this year. I think I mentioned it before that there was 10 days of no work because of weather shortly after we started. So we didn't get as many weekends. The weekends, Saturdays are time and a half, and Sundays are double time. As a piler operator, that means I make pretty good money on Sundays. But unfortunately, we just did not have enough weekends. We didn't have enough full days. It was partial days, bad weather. We were up there for a very long time trying to get the harvest in, and it just couldn't do it because of the weather. And you spend a whole month up there. You go up, hoping for the best. Last year was the best. I mean, it was, I think, 15, 16 days straight through, in and out, bam. Really good money, short term, quick turnaround. But, when you are spending $500 for fuel to get there, $500 for fuel to get back down south because you can't stay the winter up in the frigid north, that's $1,000 out of your paycheck right there. And then you have days where you're sitting there and you're not making any money, and money's just going out because you still have to eat. You still have to get showers, you still have to do laundry, you still have to do all your functional stuff, pay your bills. Time's going by, but you're not making any money. It makes it really hard. So it was just very disappointing. Very rough this year. But luckily, we're being careful with Gus, and we took all the flat type roads down, ran into some snow, a little snowstorm, but luckily no ice on the roads, so that was good. Nothing that made us stop or even really slow down much. Some fog. Actually, it wasn't even fog. I was driving through clouds, to be honest. Low level clouds. It was interesting to say the least. But yeah, I got through that. Got down south where it's warmer. So that's all good. I wish I could show you guys the stars. They're so beautiful. This thing will not, for anything, pick any of that up. It's just not enough light. Oh, look, there's the moon. Can I focus? Probably not. This camera's not quite... My iPhone's not quite made to focus on little shiny objects out in the sky. And it keeps moving because I keep touching the phone trying to get it, but oh well. Let's see. So right now, I'm looking for more work. I'm really since it's been such a struggle to find work, and I spend several weeks without work as I'm looking for it again when I'm moving, there's two things I'm really trying hard to do, and could use help. If anybody knows about anything about these things, any of the nomads that are out there that are kind of doing this thing, seasonal work, like migrant workers, I wouldn't mind doing that at all. I mean, it would have been better going up to the beet harvest this year had we been able to work our way up. So, like driving trucks or picking for one harvest and then moving further north for the next harvest and further north for the next harvest until we got there, kind of a thing. Then going up there wouldn't have cost so much because we would have been making the money the whole way. Would have taken longer, but that's fine. Earn our way up there would have been much better. The other thing is I'm looking at a couple of jobs that are strictly online. So I'm trying to find places right now where I can get high-speed internet that I can go into like every day and work, whether it's a Starbucks or someplace like that in a small town where I can still camp out and have peace and quiet, but I also have a place I can go each day to log in online and do work online. And yeah, I still, I came out here still having bills. It's part of why I came out here is so I could, cut expenses by not having an apartment to pay for and pay my bills down. I had a lot of medical bills and stuff like that I've been working on paying off. Because I focused on them, I still have the credit card bills over my head because, of course, they accrued interest. But I felt like the medical bills were more important. A financial advisor would say, no, pay off the ones that give you interest and not the medical bills. But the medical bills, they were good people and they helped me when I needed them. And I felt like, that should be the bill I pay off first because I want those people to keep their jobs. And I want those hospitals to keep running and doing what they do. And I felt like that was, that's why it took priority for me is to pay those off. So anyway, yeah, so I still have to work, especially when you have to get an engine that's going to cost you $2,000 just for the engine, and then, installation, mechanic work, all that, tools, whatever. I don't know what all it's going to take at this point, but I know I can't even think about it unless I have, at least $2,500. So I didn't get that from the beet harvest, unfortunately. So I'm gonna, just try to work and tuck back as much as I can until I've got everything that I need for it. And then after that, then I'll build out Gus. And there's a possibility if it becomes a need that I have to build out Gus before then, then I will do the bare minimum that I can to switch things around. The biggest thing with Gus, the reason I need to build it out is I need to change it, is I need to redo the bed. When I made the bed, I didn't have a sawhorse the first time I built Gus. I had a jigsaw, but that's what I had. I had a jigsaw, I had a screw gun, all have to be plugged in, so they need electricity. No sawhorse, so I used my bumper in the ground for sawhorse. All my cuts were crooked. All of them were like half circles, and stuff like that, because I couldn't cut a straight line with the little jigsaw. I did my best. And then I used a lot of angles, metal angles, to try to connect boards to boards to try to keep it as square as I possibly could and as stable as I possibly could. And it's just not. It's just not. And so I need to rearrange it. It's free floating. I didn't build a floor in Gus, and I need to put a floor in, and then I need to rebuild a bed and secure it and do better storage that I have better access to. I mean, right now I have to put things under the bed, so I have a little tiny space. I have to get on my hands and knees and then kind of lean under the bed to try to get to it, and I need to remedy that situation. So yeah, basically a whole new rebuild for Gus. So if it becomes so bad that it's just insane, completely non-functional, which is, I gotta tell you, it's coming close, then I will put bare minimum in. What I'll probably do is I'll go to one of the home improvement stores. I'll draw everything up, and I'll go to a home improvement store and have them do all the cuts for me on everything that I need. And then I'll just put it together by hand. I won't have any electricity for the screw gun. So, and it's also my drill to drill pilot holes. So I have to think of something there, or find somebody who has a generator or something like that. I don't know yet. I haven't figured it out. I know that my pure sine inverter, it's 2,000 watts, and I know it can't run my screw gun, my drill. I've already tried it. It won't work. It freaks out because it's just too much of a pull. I mean, imagine it would run it, but when it first starts up, the pull is just too great, and it shuts down. So, you know, there's a lot of things to do in the next few months. First thing to do, though, is to find some employment, and I'm really hoping tomorrow I'll be online filling out some applications for some online employment. I found a potential job as a copywriter, since I did take that in my bachelor's degree is in journalism with a minor in writing, creative writing. And part of that was part of my PR program, my journalism program was public relations and advertising. So I have some knowledge and experience in copywriting. So I don't know, it's not necessarily advertising, but it's copy for other people's websites or pamphlets or newsletters or whatever. So I'm going to apply to that one. There's also one that's teaching English online, and I think most people have seen that, and I haven't heard anybody who's actually done it. So it'd be nice to get some feedback on that one, because everybody seems to know about it, but nobody actually seems to do it. So it'd be nice to find out about that one a little bit more, but I think I'll go ahead and apply to it anyway. And then the last one, I hope they still have a position available, is it's tech support for a company that makes phone apps. So that's a little bit more time sensitive. I mean, as far as 40 hours plus per week, you have to dedicate exact certain times and things like that, and that should be fine for me for now, but I might have to work something out later if I get that work. But that's not freelance, it's actually for a company, so there's benefits with that one. So that would be good to have benefits and be on the road. That would be amazing, actually. So I don't know, we'll see. You know, I've got things I'm working on and trying to do. There's the moon again. I wish you could see the stars. Oh, they're so beautiful. Let's see. Yeah, I hate to have you looking at a black screen. I apologize for that. I thought I was going to be able to show you much more interesting stuff than that, but apparently not. And I just jumped because something touched my foot, as I'm out here in flip-flops, which I probably shouldn't be in the middle of the night, but it freaked me out. On that note, I'm going to go back in the van and say goodnight, y'all. So, since you can't see the stars in my video, go outside, look up, soak it all in. Take care, y'all.